Good morning, everyone. Namaste. We are going to call on Archangel Michael to clear, cleanse the space of all negative and lower vibrations from our mind, body, and soul, home and hearts, placing the white light of protection on us with this blue seal. And we are going to be reading more out of my Hermetic Marriage. It is being a study in the philosophy of thrice the greatest Hermes. And I'm going to recap on again what Hermetic Marriage is in case you are just catching up. You can also click on the link and see the other part. So it says the Hermetic Marriage is symbolic of the individual who has made himself right with all things. Most of all is true to himself and fellow man. And it explains a certain alchemical symbols in nature of all things, taking human relationships as the basis. And we're still on part 2, the Hermetic Marriage, Hermetic Autonomy. And we're on part 2 of it. And it's kind of short, but I'm kind of glad because it's always a little difficult to completely understand. So it says, an anonymous alchemist writing in the Middle Ages stated, God has given man 3 ways whereby he must learn the infinite will. Number 1, nature, for in the stars that twinkle in the sky, the planets in their thundering march, and the earth with the multitude of laws are concealed in the laws of God. Amazing. So honoring, the planet and honoring everything about the planet and who's in the planet. We're all one consciousness. We're not separate. Number 2, the Holy Writ. The inspired words of saints and sages unnumbered. And that's number 2. So the Holy Writ, the inspired words of saints and sages unnumbered. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but I would think that it would mean honoring what the people who have ascended before you have, the conclusions that they might have came to, but also honoring within your I am, your Christ consciousness. So it says number 3, anatomy of the structure of our own bodies, wherein is concealed the structure of the universe. For all things are made by one mold, the electrons revolving around in nebular center obeys the same laws that moves the planets around the sun. In this we see the truth of the Hermetic axiom, as above, so below. As a lesser, so the greater. So one consciousness, whatever you're putting out into the universe is going to come directly back to you. Whatever frequency you reside at is the frequency that's going to come back. So if you are in a lower vibrational frequency, then that is what frequency is going to come back with you. That God or unity consciousness only understands frequency. So wherever you reside is where you're going to reside, and negative things then will come back on you, and you will think that, the world just kind of stinks and blah, blah, blah. But in reality, it's because you're residing at a lower frequency, and you have the ability to raise your frequency quite easily. Getting out in nature, meditation, spending time with God one-on-one, and not to ask him of things, but just to be with him. As well as, loving thy neighbor, loving thyself, eating a higher vibrational frequency diet, listening to music, dancing. These are all ways, grounding outside, barefoot on Mother Gaia. These are all ways to elevate your frequency. Being around children's babies, animals, they're all ways to raise your frequency. If you like those things. If you start to raise your frequency, then whatever you're putting out is going to be coming back at a higher frequency, and the world will start to shift and change. So life's an illusion that you create, and it's your choice to decide where you want to reside. If you want negative things, then continue to judge other people, continue to talk negatively about other people and the earth and what is going on. Watch the news, focus on the negative. Trust, there's a ton of it. And if you want to raise your frequency, then don't do those things and work on internally about worrying about yourself and where you need to get and becoming one with God. And Jesus came down to show us how to do that. So emulating Jesus, not worshiping Jesus and expecting Jesus to save us, emulating him and doing what Jesus did. That's why he said things like, you will do greater things than me. The kingdom of heaven is within. It's all about going within and being one with God and the universe and unity consciousness. So I love you all. Have a blessed day and namaste.